Hello my friends, welcome to Pro Arm Strings. I'm Henriette and this is lesson 9 called Purpose in the Mindfulness for Violin course. Thank you very much for attending this lesson today. You've done the hardest part, which is showing up, and congratulations, because today you have reached a first milestone in this course. And you may have noticed that in the previous 8 lessons we have been thinking about breathing, about stance, about balance, about standing up straight, about space and so on. And we're going to go and think about our left hand today. So I'd like you to find your correct stance, find your breathing again, find your upright position. So move your front body up so that you stand really tall, and we're going to start by lifting both arms up in the air and let them fall down, just as we've practiced earlier on in this course. And I want you to be aware of the weight of your arms, so let's do that again. Reach forward and up, all the way up above your head, and then when you're ready, just dropping the arms down and let them flop, so that we become aware of the weight of our arms, and in particular about the weight of our left arm, which we will notice in a moment. So let's do that one more time. Reach up, high up above your head, and drop them down. Okay, now when we play the violin, of course our left hand is here, and what I'd like you to do is just swing it up like that. And to young children I always say, just suck your thumb and then look if your thumb is wet, and that's exactly the right way of holding the violin. So we're going a little bit further, so we're letting our arm drop and letting it flop, and then we're swinging it up and having it in the right position. Now let's do that again, and this time find your feet, feel your feet on the floor, tilting your pelvis, lifting your chest up. There we go, and we'll do it again. Wow, that's really good. And let's just practice that a few times. And it makes you aware of where your arm is. Now when you've got this like that, let's pick up your violin. Try to leave this in position where it is now, just to see if your violin fits in it really neatly. So here we go, I do it like that, and I'm just going to see if I can put my violin in there. And guess what? All I need to do is come a little bit closer, because that is my position where I normally play, but I'd like you to hold it here for now. And that fits really neatly. So let's do that again. Drop your arm, let it drop and let it flop. And then when you're ready, swing it up like that. If you can manage, this is not so easy, pop it up there. Lovely stuff. Now I'd like you to think about your left arm, because when you swing your arm like this, your arm is perfectly placed for violin playing. And what I mean by that is that you've got a nice little V between your thumb and your index finger. And you will see when you drop the violin in here that your crease, where your index finger is attached to your hand, will be level with the E string. So I'm going to just get my violin again, swing my arm like this, there we go. And if you've done it correctly, maybe you can see it like that. Can you see the crease where my finger is attached to my string is level with the E string, and my thumb is just peeking up above the fingerboard by about half a nail. And what I'd like you to do in this position, swing your elbow. And I want you to give it some purpose and really mindfully maybe twist that finger crease that we just talked about around the neck of the violin. Now for some people that is incredibly tiring, so if that's you, that's okay, that's fine. It's just a different approach from how you usually have your arm in your hand. So give it a good swing so that your shoulder relaxes again. Now this time, when your shoulders rested a little bit, let's purposefully put our violin up. So whether you put your button in the center here and slide your violin over to the left hand side, or whether you prefer to come from the air and place your violin there. And we know now exactly where it is after having done our lying down exercises. Drop your left arm and give it a bit of a swing so that you place your finger line, as I call it, and your thumb in the correct place, and give it a nice little wriggle. Okay. Just take it down again for me and think about having this open space that we were talking about. So drop your shoulders in their lowest position. Pretend that you're moving your arms out like that so that you've got more space here. And then we'll do the same thing. Stick your violin in your neck, drop your arm, swing it up, and now pretend you've got a lot more space here, but also here. So we want to see if we can come away from being there with your shoulder to dropping that shoulder and being more open. And swing that left elbow. Okay. And when I swing that left elbow, you can see, if you look here, that my knuckle is gently stroking the neck of the violin. Can you see that here? Okay. Now in real life when we play, your elbow should be underneath the violin, about straight underneath the violin, but we've seen in many of the previous lessons now that there is always movement. So I'd like you this week in your playing, experiment with this movement that we've just practiced and see if you can get some movement going while you play. And that is the purpose of this lesson today, is to make sure that you build in moments in your playing where you always check if nothing is static in your playing, if nothing is fixed and firm and holding. So this is our purpose for the day, is to make sure that this is really nice and loose. And with that, I leave you to mull that over. Feel free to write in the comments section down below this video how that feels for you, if that's very different or very new. Or maybe you do that already. It would be really interesting for this whole community of followers of this course to read how other people are experiencing this. So thank you very much for your time today, and I am very, very honoured that you have been following this course so far. So I very much look forward to seeing you very soon. Goodbye.